I'm Micah. I wrote a book and self-published it, and it did pretty well on Amazon. Bam! I'll put it right there. I also publish a anthology every year, a horror anthology with a bunch of awesome authors, and it does really well, and it's all for charity. And now I help other people publish books, new authors getting into the self-publishing sphere. I help them do that, and every Friday I get to kick it with my girl and talk about all the awesome things. I like long walks on the beach, and I am 25 years old. Okay. Your turn. Go. We got 2 minutes for an intro.
Okay, Chelsea here. I write books. I like to write dark epic fantasy. I show up on a couple of the anthologies Micah has done. Hopefully this year again. Let's just be honest. I have written The Blood of the Lion, The Mark of the Dam, The Dance of Destiny. Now, The Scars of the Wicked is coming out here. I am just hoping that it all works out. So that being said, I've done a few short stories. I have written a dark kids book that is, I'm not sure if it's kids friendly, let's be honest.
Oh, it's great. It's very kids friendly.
Yeah.
Very
and I am a coffee addict and will find any way to drink my coffee. And I like music. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, you're drinking out of your thimble again?
My thimble is an espresso shot.
Yeah. That's cute. It's cute. Your little mouse cup.
Listen, let's be honest. In the Discord chat, everybody's aware that there was some banana pudding liquor being passed around yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest. The whole thing was gone. So
that's so funny. Were you out drinking, or were you home?
I was home.
Yeah.
So I was with family, and we were laughing so hard. We just kept passing it around. Next thing you know, it was gone. We're like, oh, good, we have a second one.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
And like, I seriously mean it. Like, we put on the movie Dark Skies, and because I've wanted them to see it for a while. I love the movie Dark Skies.
Yeah, it's great.
And I told them at the end, I was like, honestly, if I had never seen that movie, I would have no recollection of what happened. Like,
that's hilarious.
And then I was trying to get Alexa to add banana liqueur to the shopping list, and I couldn't say banana, and it was like I kept saying banana, and I was like, bro, I hit
hilarious.
So I was buzzed.
At least we know what you're gonna drink whenever we do our live in December.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude. I'll tell you what. Let's both drink it. I'll get that too. Yeah.
Okay, you got to get the one I sent you in the Discord. Yeah. That best one I've ever had in my life. I was like, it's like the banana pie that they make. Yeah, that's exactly what it tasted like.
And you know what's funny is, like, I'm really not a fan of the banana. I'm not a fan of the banana. So
just you wait.
Flavors. No, I do love the runts. Back when you were a kid, you got those candies, the hard candies, runts. The banana was always my favorite candy. You don't remember that? You don't remember runts?
I was not a big candy fan. Man, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, yeah, but they were just around. They were around everywhere.
I was like anti-candy. I didn't like the crunchy. Like, I was like, I'm gonna crack my teeth eating this.
Yeah, well,
12-year-old's
very well, you could have, because they were very hard. But like, it was all fruit flavor based, like strawberry, grape, whatever. But the banana, be like, ooh, that was good stuff.
See, that you've got to try it, dude. Yeah. It's dangerous stuff. It was, so I have no idea what happened. I honestly, that is like the most buzzed and borderline drunk I've been in maybe a year.
That's crazy. So were you hurting this morning?
I am just really it took me a minute to wake up.
Yeah.
But I'm not like hungover at all. I don't like that feeling.
No. Ugh.
No. There's only one time I ever felt like that. Only once. And that was when you and I did our live together. Mm-hmm. And I woke up the next morning feeling like a-holes. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But I've never had that feeling ever again. And even last night, like, I was right on that border where it was like, it was fun buzzed, that borderline. And I'm like, don't go anymore. And it was perfect.
Good.
And I woke up a little tired. I'm chugged a bunch of water because, one, I love drinking water in the morning, and two, it does make you feel better after a night like that. Yeah. So I feel much better. It's just my head might be working a little bit slow.
But I wonder if the banana. Okay, this is a question for people smarter than I, but I wonder if the whatever the banana is in there, the potassium or whatever. I wonder if that helps with not having the hangover so much. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a
It's just thought, man.
that's a good justification.
Yeah, it's just
I like
I'm
that.
just thinking. I feel like I'm shorter than you. I have a new setup.
Are you shorter?
Uh,
I
so
mean,
yeah, I
your
feel
head is like right here.
me.
There you go.
Break
Whoa,
it
stop
down
there.
a bit.
Because like if I'm leaning forward, yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, obviously, I can't be shorter than you. That's just
No,
it's not
no,
right.
no, no,
So what?
no.
So we don't have. Guess what, everybody? We're not going to talk about AI today. That's not even on the table. It's not even. It's we're not even.
Yes.
Wait a minute. It is on the table. Wait, because we're going to talk about querying, and Chelsea had a big argument with AI over querying. So we are going to talk about AI, but let's not start with it.
No,
Okay.
no, no, no.
Yeah, let's not start with it because we often start with AI and we are not a tech channel. Although we both are in technology, but we are not a tech channel. We are a writing channel. So let's talk about writing. What you got? You and your little thimble.
F off, bro. Come back to me. Let's talk about you because something big happened.
First of all, I don't like the sass. Take it down. That must be the banana rum talking. Banana liqueur, right? Yeah, not
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. No, yes, okay, fine, whatever. I'll start. I changed my office. I look more like a writer now, and that's nice. It's a little weird having it doesn't feng shui this way, but I figured people need to know that I have books. So, but I'm not just lying. I'm not lying, y'all. I read. I read. What else? What else happened this week? I got to write the end on the Singing Blade, so that was fun. That was fabulous. We had talked about it. We joked about for ages that I was going to just one up you by 100 words or whatever. Just try to. But the more and more I started getting to it, it was like there was just such a natural end.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, if I go to where I had anticipated going, I'd really be in the middle of book two.
Oof.
And yeah, that'd be a terrible place to stop, just naturally as far as the story goes. The story does have three arcs, but this just naturally stopped at the first arc. So I was just like,
Yeah.
stop it there. Then I started looking into because we know like with debut fantasy, it's usually the industry standard is 100,000 words to 120,000 words.
Hmm.
And I landed at 116,000. So I was like, you know what? It's all just aligning. It's like I don't want to go into that second arc. I don't want to go into a different part of this country, where everything starts. That's a perfect place to start book two. So let's just end it right there at book one where they're sailing away. And I was like, yes, that's so yeah. I got to write the end, and I'm totally stoked, dude. It's a great feeling. It's a good feeling. I took yesterday off of writing, and today I'm heading up to the coffee shop after this, and we'll start that edit, bro.
Whoa. Okay, so first off, remind everybody how long has it taken to get to this to write the end?
So yeah, I started this when Amanda and I were first married, and we got married in 2001. So however long ago that is that 24 years now? I always just say 20 plus, but yeah. So we got married in 2001, and I started writing it when we moved into our first house. So yeah, so 23, 24 years. Started
And that's
writing.
incredible.
Yeah, dude, had the name Iliadara, had the situations, had the side characters, Canteen Festi Rand, and all those guys. Those are all. I mean, I think I put a post up, I don't know, months ago of my old handwritten papers that I still have. Yeah, so yeah, it started in 2001, and then babies, career, adulting, life, just
Hmm.
it went bye bye, and but they've always been up here like ever since. And I did the Urban Legends book, and I did the Anatolian Press, and all the anthologies and all that. But in the back of my mind was always this story of Iliadara, and yeah. So after 20 plus years, I got to write the end on book one, and I'm very very stoked. It will not take 24 years to write book two. Uh, I'm already well into book two. But yeah, so yeah, very exciting news.
Okay, so you say you're already well into book two. Do
Mhm.
you mean like have you written some, or is it just strictly the outline that you've built out? Because I know we've talked about
Right. So
how.
the
Yeah,
outline has been built out fully
yeah.
because I was going to go into that in book one, but there was just such a natural stop. So yeah, I've got like I don't know, probably 50,000 words of book two written, which yeah, which is awesome. And I think what I'm going to do at the end of book one, I'm going to put the first chapter of book two, so that
Oh,
yeah, so people can kind of yeah
I've always loved that concept of adding the next chapter of the next book,
yeah.
just to kind of give people an idea of what to expect. I know JB Kane does that with her Iron Shield
Let's
series,
see. Okay,
and
yeah,
I've always loved it because she always ends like kind of on this like really intense moment, and
yeah,
then you kind of move into that first peak,
yeah,
and you go, okay, oh my god.
yeah, yeah.
So I've always loved that concept, but I've never personally, not now, but previously, I was never planning so well ahead
Right,
that I
right.
had that first chapter written comfortably to provide at the end of that book.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think you should absolutely do it because I
yeah.
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially first off, now I know a lot of people don't know everything that happens. You've kind of hinted to like the tragedies and the heart
Mhm,
wrenching moments and like,
mhm.
but the beautiful magic behind this world. But knowing what happens just from what you've told me, and then the ending, and then providing that next chapter of the
Yeah,
second book, I think that's like a promise, like, hey,
right.
I
It is.
promise this
Yeah,
is yeah.
it kind of is. It kind of is a promise, because yeah, the story is just man, oh man, it just gets you. It just gets into your heart, and I and all this intensity happens at the end, and there's a couple scenes where that intensity kind of fades, and they're left to ponder what's next. And after they decide what's next, that's when the book ends. So it might be
Oh, it's
nice,
beautiful.
yeah. So it might be nice just to go right into chapter or into the book two and say, yeah, they're well on their way.
I love that.
Yeah.
I remember when, and because I know Urban Legends, you've written that and you published that, but I feel like there's a big difference when you've written a book this big and poured so much of your heart into it. And so it really is kind of like a debut. But I remember when I wrote the end for The Blood of the Lion, and I knew after many drafts, years and years of working on it, building up the world, and getting to that point where I was like, this is the draft. Like, I remember there was such an out of body experience. Did you get that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did. I mean,
Yeah.
I just sat and I just stared at it, and I took a screenshot of the final line and the word count, because I was just like, that's, yeah, it was something. It was something special for sure. Like it was super super
It's
special.
it's an out of body experience.
Yeah. And then I went back and I looked at the. Oh, you got a visitor?
I've got a dog crying at the door.
That's
You see
fine.
that door cracked?
The door's
He
open.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
acts like he can't come in. Like, there he
There,
goes.
there,
There
there
he
it goes.
goes.
That's awesome. That's so funny.
Where'd you
Which one
go?
is it?
This is Koda Bear. So he makes all sorts of noises. Oh God, here we go. This
Good.
is
That's good. Sounds like Chewbacca. That's awesome.
he's
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Yeah.
We call him a humpback whale because, like, if you compare the noises, he sounds just like them
That's
sometimes. We're
great. Now,
like,
is this the OG? Is this the man of the house?
this is the man of the
Yeah.
house for
Yeah.
sure. What? You're gonna have to. I know. He is so spoiled. He goes everywhere. He's the one who goes on the hikes. Like,
Yeah.
he's the one I took photos with. Like, this dog basically owns me. So
Awesome.
it's I
So good.
just exist.
I love it. Speaking of
Yeah.
dogs, Sam is 11 now, and he's starting to get senile. Uh,
Oh,
not like bad. He's still awesome. He still jumps off the bed. It's crazy that he still like jumps off the bed with his little short broken legs, But he is starting to poop in just the most random places for no reason. Like he's still continent. He still knows to go outside and go poop. But for some reason, he's just like, oh, nobody's in the living room right now. Let me just drop a third.
dude. Oh my God. That literally just happened to me last week. Scooby, he's our oldest male,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of in that same area that Sam is in. And he legit, like, I was I was home alone. I was working on my manuscript. I had something going on. Scooby just pops up, walks into the bedroom, and just turned right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what?
Yeah. And like I understand you're getting older. I get that. But dude, you've known for like 11 years now. Just go ring the bell at the door, man. You can go out anytime you want. But he's just like, nah, the bell's like 3 feet away from where I dropped it. Like, I'll just drop it here. You know? It's like,
God, dude. And they just look at you like, what's the issue, dude?
right. Right. Like, my wife's getting so pissed about it. Like, because he like sometimes he'll find a way to get downstairs to the basement, and so then
Oh,
we won't know about it, you know, because the basement's where the theater is and the gym is and everything. And it's like, yeah, I'll go down there to like lift some weights or something. There'll be just a turd there. It's just like, when did this happen? Why is this a thing? You know, yeah, it's oh Sam,
oh, Sam,
yeah,
the beauties,
yeah,
the
yeah. It's
what
just
we do for them.
what we do for them and what they do for us. You know, Sam.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Sam has got me through. Like when I got bit by the tick, you know, and started experiencing that insane anxiety and everything, dude. Sam was there like all the time. Like yeah. So no, they're perfect. They're wonderful. But man, take it outside, bro. Just take it outside.
Cracks me up, dude. When it happened, I was like, he's like mid poop because I just had this weird sixth sense, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was just like, my abs. What are you doing? Stop!
And they do.
And he's like,
You know, they do
what?
get the funniest face when they're mid poo. Like, you know, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna. It's kind of like walking in on somebody. You know, I'm not gonna get it. No, but you let people finish. You let people finish. That's all I'm saying. And but as soon as you're done, I'm gonna yell at you. Yeah,
Oh my god, it is freaking hilarious, dude. When they get that age, this is kind of just like they do their own thing,
yeah,
and they know they can get away with it because
right,
they're at an age where they're just like, yeah, test me. And
yeah,
I'm like, I'm
exactly,
not gonna test you. I'm sorry.
right,
Sure,
exactly. Yeah,
do your thing, bro.
you've earned it, bro. You've earned it. It's all good.
Exactly.
You know, like the only
Exactly.
we had 2 incontinent dogs, and they were both labs, and they just lived forever. Gwen was 18, and Norman was 17.
That's
So
crazy long for a
yeah,
lab.
yes, they both lived very long, but it got to the point where they were incontinent.
Mhm.
And that's a whole different story. They'll just be
Yeah.
walking down the hall and just pee and poop, and you know, just like weird stuff. So that's totally different. And you know that we had to put them down shortly after that.
Yeah.
Then their hips go out. Yeah, so it's all a big thing. But
It's all, yeah.
yeah, they lasted a long time though, dude. I've always
So
been,
we had a golden retriever live to 17.
yeah,
That you know, that retriever species, the lab, the
yeah,
goldens, you know, they usually 12, 13,
right,
you
right.
know, 14 on a really good lifestyle, but it's
Usually the bigger the dog, the
yeah.
shorter the lifespan. But
Yep.
with Sam having all his issues, being a dwarf, and you know having like all kinds of physical ailments, it's like, man, every year I'm like, how are you still like he still runs and jumps off the bed and plays with toys, and like there's
Love
no
that.
yeah, it just he had. Well, I sent you that one picture of him like holding that stuffed animal. He's like, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm definitely doing it. Like it
So
was,
cute,
oh,
dude.
it was so funny, so funny. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll stick around for another 10 years. We'll see.
Freaking immortal, dude. I know
Yeah,
our oldest female, the one I've told you about with the
mhm,
bone cancer.
yeah,
She's freaking immortal, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's broken records. I mean, there's vets that are like wanting to see her records because they're like, what is happening?
That's
Like
crazy.
she's outlived everything.
Yeah,
And she's the most spunky dog you ever. She scares me. Okay,
crazy.
this
Yeah,
she would take over a pack of wolves and be the alpha like today,
yeah,
no questions.
that's
I'm
awesome.
like, she's defied all odds and broken records across the state, so
Huh, that's
everybody
great.
knows about her.
Is she
Yeah.
like registered? Is she like a purebred? Does she have any papers with her?
No.
Yeah,
No, I
crazy.
don't think so. I think
Wow.
I can't my gosh, I can't remember where or how we found her. I just know that we found her through a breeder and we saw her eyes and it was like in this like advertisement on the computer. We're like, it's her. Yeah, that was all I know. So she's a golden retriever and she's just like, she is spunky. She just does not let anything hold her back. I'm
Yeah,
like, this chick, she's gonna outlive all of us.
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
awesome.
impressive.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. So yeah, back to the one thing that I really, really enjoyed. I can't help but laugh every time you drink out of that
you're welcome.
little
It's
cup.
my little espresso shot
It's
glass.
the funniest
I'm
thing.
gonna make a proper coffee after this because I'm derailing here. I'm gonna be writing this afternoon, and I'm like, I want a proper cup of coffee with
Heck
that.
yeah,
So
yeah. So yeah, the one other thing that was really fun about actually writing the end is when I was able to create my table of contents and go back and look over the chapters. Dude, I'm telling you, like we've talked about this. I think everyone agrees, the majority agrees that chapter titles are dope. They are necessary. You have to have them. You don't have to have them, but I love them. I absolutely love them. And
you have to have them.
yeah, there you go. There you go. You heard it here first. You have to have them. But yeah, I got to create the table of contents and actually go through and look at each of the chapter titles. Dude, the chapter titles are so good.
Chapter titles they set a tone
Yeah.
getting into the chapter. They set a tone for the entire book. Now,
Yeah.
I know I'm saying you have to have them. I'm just messing, right? Like if you don't have them, it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for certain genres, specifically like epic fantasy or even, a lot of different versions of fantasy, I think chapter titles are almost necessary because it kind of comes with the genre and the expectation from readers. Can I even say this?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna post them eventually when I post
Okay.
the end. So yeah, absolutely, yeah.
When even the heavens burn, that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all amazing.
Yeah.
But
It's so
there
good.
was just such a tragic, gritty, sacrificing vibe in that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. Yeah, I'm like, you just have these like intuition moments where you read a chapter title and you go, okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So let me since it's coming out in months, so no big deal. This is not really a spoiler, but so things happen, right? And the two of the main characters. Gosh, can I say it without spoiling things? I can't.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I can't. But there is a chapter after all the things,
Okay.
and it's called Forever and Always.
I just got chills.
Dude, it is.
I just got chills.
I was crying in the coffee house, like writing it, like it was that intense. Like it was, dude. And it is so intense. But not intense like in an action violent way, but intense like give me your heart so I can stomp on it and
You can burn it.
yeah. It's so intense, dude. Like it's like, oh my gosh, why did I even write that? But yeah.
I'm so freaking excited, dude. It's that's what a powerful moment. I think it's underestimated just how significant it is when you write the end and you get to that point where you go, holy crap. Like I poured my heart and soul into a story that will connect readers all across the world.
Yeah.
And who can fall in love with this world and these characters and this journey and learn things that matter to them. Like everybody learns a little something from every story they read, no matter how big or small.
It's a life being shared.
Yeah.
So this tattoo I got, and you can barely see it, but it says Forever and Always. It's a tattoo I got like back when Amanda and I first got married, and her lips are, you can barely see them. Jeremy has to touch them up, but she kissed my neck with lipstick, and Jeremy tattooed it into my neck, and then Forever and Always is right under it. So
badass.
Yeah. So
that's the thing of main characters, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and when I was, dude, it's just too much. I can't talk. I wish it was December so we could talk about it. I can't talk about it, but anyone who's going to read it, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's good. I like it.
It's so good. The concept, the story, everything. I am so excited for you. It's such a magical moment to write that end. Now, so I know we're using the same lady for the editing. Have you spoken to her?
No, I'm going to give it to her August 1st. So I still got like 2 weeks, and I'm going to take those 2 weeks. There's the little pooper right there. You see him?
Oh,
yep. Probably going to find a place to poop, you idiot. No, so I'm going to take 2 weeks, and I'm going to go in and polish it as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the last few chapters, since I had to change some things outside of the outline to make it fit. So yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take 2 weeks. I'm gonna start from the beginning, read it, enjoy it, but also, do some editing with it, and then I'll hand it over to her August 1st.
Oh, dude, that's just magic.
Yeah,
That's
I'm stoked.
so. Are you? Here's a big question, because I think some writers take a break between books. Some writers jump right into the next book, and I think it depends on where you are mentally, where you are in your life, like the
Yeah,
creative energy involved.
sure.
Are you going to jump right into writing book two, or are you going to take a break, or is there no pressure to start book two right away?
I want to have book two ready for release on in December of 26. So
Yeah,
there is not necessarily pressure. I have promised the band that I will be taking a couple weeks off writing to focus on getting all the nuances and the harmonies and the melodies, all the stuff in the songs down pat. Because right now, the singing blade has been number one.
yeah,
So
rightfully so.
yeah,
You owe it to yourself.
exactly right. And I was doing this long before I joined the band. So, but now that I'm free of that, at least the creative side can take a break. I can offer a little more to the guys. So yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll be taking like 2 weeks and learning their songs really well and that kind of thing. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. I
Yep.
think that's fun. Jumping from one creative outlet to another.
Right. Yeah. It's totally cool. Like I've been having so much fun, like just playing, going to practice, being back in that zone, in that just that lifestyle of blasting your ears so loud that your equilibrium's busted by the time you get up, and you're like not walking right because you can't balance, and just heavy, and it's good. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Okay, so there was mention. When is your first show?
So the first show is September 6th, out in Lawrence, and
That's
it's
my
it.
birthday, bro.
Oh, is it really,
Seriously,
dude? Come down.
I'm gonna be possibly at a wedding that might
You have a
not
wedding
happen
on your birthday?
because
Who are
it's
you
the
married?
day before. Uh, I would never marry anybody on my birthday, bro. That'd be effed up.
Yeah, f that. Actually, we got married the day before my birthday.
That's so my brother, if the wedding goes through, sorry, this is I'm not gonna go crazy drama, but if we end up going to the wedding, there's a chance we might not. But
So
there's a
we'll get into. I was gonna ask you before we started recording if I could ask you about it, because
yeah,
I'm
you can ask me. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'm curious about where it's at. So I know that there was a possibility that you guys were not going to go. So yeah, talk about it. This is a free balling episode, right? We don't have anything scheduled. We're just catching up, talking about life. So what's the 411 on the wedding?
So it's still up in the air.
Yeah.
I think I had mentioned to you, I brought it up to you. I said they dropped a bill on us, and it was just like, we've not been involved at all at the wedding planning. We've asked for a year,
Yeah.
and we've constantly been shut out. Like,
And I don't know if
everybody's vague.
did we tell this on the show? So yeah, so they have been basically like iced out of the preparations for this wedding. This is her brother, her
Yeah.
parents' son, and they've been basically iced out of everything. And then
Mhm.
they get a bill,
For two
like
grand.
yeah, for like, hey, we need y'all to cover this for the wedding. What? What?
And
Dude, that is
this is
so messed up.
like I won't even go into all the like intricacies, because we would be here for like the next hour of like everything that has just led up to that moment where it was like we've constantly tried to be involved, and like my brother will not speak to us. Like I haven't even like had a normal conversation with my brother in months. Like
Which I don't
eh,
understand because you guys, what is
I
the
know
what is the rift there? I don't get it.
her family is priority.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like my brother thinks her family is like walks on gold. Like he treats them like way better than he's ever treated our family. And this is like goes way back, right? This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
way before she even became part of the picture. But it is just a really weird situation where we've tried to be supportive and involved, and we've tried to actively be supportive and be like, let us help with the wedding, blah, 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 because there was like this huge venue change, and like, a lot of things happened a year ago. And we were like, oh, no worries. Like, we'll help you, like, whatever you need, because we wanted to be supportive, because
Yeah.
at the time we were trying to rebuild the relationship, and especially between my brother and I. And then it was just like, he just like shut us out completely. And every time we started asking about the wedding, he would like be vague and like dismiss us. And we're like, okay, we'll stop asking. And then they just dropped a $2,000 bill on us. And then we were saying, okay, so like our family and our extended family are trying to figure out when the wedding actually starts on September 5th. And straight up asked my brother, and he was like, and this was like 2 weeks ago, he's like, yeah, I don't know. What? You don't know when your own wedding starts? When your fiance is like an OCD planner?
Right. Dude,
So it was a total lie. It was like really weird. So
so let me ask you this, since you brought up the extended family. If you guys don't go, will family on your side also not go?
they'll go.
Okay.
They'll go.
Yeah.
That extended family is like mega dysfunctional. So
Yeah.
they'll be there.
Crazy. I cannot imagine, because you know how I am with my family. You know, my dad and I'm
You're super close.
super
Yeah.
super close, and super close with my mom too. You know, and all my brothers and sisters. You know,
Yeah.
I'm so close with them. I just don't understand how something that big cannot be addressed. It has to be addressed. It's this family we're talking about, and B,
Uh-huh.
not going to your son's wedding is, but not because of the fact that like I'm not going, but the fact that because you've been iced out of it.
We have been villainized so
Yeah.
hardcore. And like her parents won't even communicate with us. Like no parents have communicated. Like my parents have tried actively, like on my mom's side. My dad and I are kind of the same boat where we're like, F you, you
Yeah,
know.
F this kid.
But
Get
yeah, we're like
your,
this whole family, yeah, we're like, you've villainized us no matter how hard we try. Like this is toxic. I'm out.
yeah,
But on my mom's side, she's tried to make that active engagement with the fiance's mom, you know, because our kids are getting married,
right.
and her mother is like totally blew her off and like treated like no communication whatsoever. And so we're like, this is awkward, dude. Like, what is happening? And mind you, I'm gonna add an extra layer of just gossip here, okay? So
I love the tea, bro. Spill it. Spill it.
tea. I got you tea.
Yeah.
So imagine this. You're going to a wedding. It's gonna be hot. The location of the wedding is on the west side, very, very far west side of Colorado. I won't say towns or anything like that. It's a hideous location, and I have no idea why we're doing it there, but you know, it's fine. Not my wedding.
Hmm.
So, anyways, it's gonna be like 90 degrees, maybe 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And fiance goes and gets like this mega heavy dress, like because I was there, and it's like heavy dress, like you will be sweating walking in AC heavy dress.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, I don't want Caleb, my brother, to be wearing a tux. It's going to be hot anyways for him. And she's like telling him what to wear, and like he's going to wear his basically like a basic pullover with jeans. And yeah, like, and because I looked at her during, this is the closest we ever did. We almost got into it here when she was wedding shopping. Because I was like, look at all these tuxes. Like, I'm, you know, at the time, this was before all the blow up and stuff. This was months and months ago. So I was like trying to be really supportive. And I was like, look at all these tuxes. Oh my gosh, you know, my brother, I'd love to see him in this. And even the bridesmaids were all involved and like, oh, look at this. This would be cool. You know, what color are you thinking? And she goes, no, he's not wearing a tux. I don't want him to wear a tux. And I was like, does Caleb want to wear a tux? Like, it's his wedding too.
But she's wearing a full on wedding dress,
like a gown,
yeah.
Bro. Like she will be sweating. Like makeup will be pouring off her.
So what are the groomsmen gonna be wearing?
They're gonna be wearing like those vests and like slacks and stuff like that. And like she's like purposely, and Caleb even admitted like he wanted to wear a tux, but he didn't want to stir the pot. And I'm like, bro, this is your wedding. If she has the right to wear like a crazy gown in 100-degree weather, and you want to wear a tux and you can take the jacket off, do it.
Well,
like
also, what kind of dude? Let's do some forward thinking here. If she is like controlling you this bad,
dude,
what is the marriage going to be like?
Bro, they don't even watch the same TV shows together. They
I
like
mean,
literally don't even. They like won't even sit in the same room together, and they're not even married yet.
that's it's just crazy.
Happy marriage.
No, I was a groomsman in Spencer's wedding, and
Mhm.
Spencer is Hawaiian, like
Oh,
dark. He big. He looks like he is Hawaiian. His family is from Hawaii, so his wedding we all wore. I don't know what the proper word for it is, but he picked them out. Hawaiian shirts, Hawaiian shorts, flip flops, things like that. But he was still in a tux, and his wife was in a dress, and all the bridesmaids were dressed Hawaiian and dressed as But I don't know, man. So yeah, you can do whatever you want at your wedding, but
hmm.
be in the same accord. Like you guys are joining lives here. That ring that you're gonna put on your finger on each other's finger, that means something. There's a symbol behind that. You're joining,
I
and
agree.
yeah, to have that kind of discord right off the bat is
Oh, it's been years in the making too. I actively told Caleb, like, I said, hey, this is a serious issue a year ago,
yeah,
and I said I have real concerns about just the level of control and your lack of ability to make decisions
lack of
without her.
lack of spine.
Yeah,
I,
and
I I don't want to badmouth your brother. I don't know him, but
I'll badmouth him.
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
crazy.
and I hate to say that, like, I've tried. It's been a very long process. We have unpacked about 1% of almost several decades of problems. And then that has been accumulated in the last 5 years because of the fiance,
Yeah.
and the way he's treated this family. So it's
Do
like, it's a very crazy situation.
I have? I don't know. I can't see where my copy is because it's thin. I
What?
was gonna pull out placating.
Placating pickup?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If anybody doesn't know, Chelsea wrote a children's book. Pull it out. Do you have one close to you?
I do. Hold on. Hold
If
on.
you're not going to
Hold
show
on.
me, you can shut the thing if you're going to show some booty when you get up.
Oh, I just didn't want to get up, but I
Oh
can
yeah,
have it right here.
too comfy. So if anybody didn't know, Chelsea, yeah, there it is. Placating Pigga, A Tale of Confidence and Consequence. Chelsea wrote this when all that drama, the engagement and things were starting, and it's a children's book, but
It is.
there's a very timid, spineless chicken, and then there's a very overbearing fat pig. I'll let you guys do the math. But by the end of it, the chicken realizes what is good for him, and the pig gets quartered and drawn away to the market. So it's very funny, and I'm not going to say that is mirroring anything in real life. No, I'm not going to say that, but yeah, it's a pretty funny book.
It's this was written like literally on a half day.
Yeah,
Like, I was messing around, we were talking, we were venting, I was with my dad, and we just were like, what if we wrote a story? This is how it happened.
Yeah.
We were putting up Christmas decorations last year. We were like, and then we just kept talking about it, and I was like, I have to write this down.
Yeah,
And then I just wrote the story, like, to 1,200 words,
yeah,
and then it just, from there, it just kind of rolled. This guy, the guy who did all the illustration work, is in the Ukraine, and he was so talented. I actually saved him because I want to use him again.
yeah.
For
He did
a
awesome.
crazy other kid story.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be the only kid story. It's just, it was like $500 for the illustrations.
Yeah.
So,
And the guy who did all your fonts and texts and formatting and everything,
that was you.
who had never done a children's book and didn't know what he was doing, he did all right too.
That was you, dude. That was like, I was like, Micah, can you do this? And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I could do this.
Like a year.
Sure.
You ever done a children's book? F no. You want to do this one? F yes. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. I don't even market this book. It's more mentally for me at this point.
Right.
It's just like, it's one of these stories. I look at it, I have it up, and I just smile every time I see it.
It's really funny.
I was like,
I read it
this
to
is worth
Decky. I've read it to Decky. Like, a pig, chicken, cow. Right, bud.
That's so cute.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh my god, that is adorable, dude. I need to actually put this on my link tree. Okay. Linktree changed their whole format, so I couldn't find the preview part. I was like, where did the preview go?
I have
Do I
not.
have it?
I have not looked at my link trees or anything for probably years.
You should.
Yeah, I probably should. Things
And I just realized I have the wrong freaking YouTube channel still linked to the
you need to change that. You need to change that, Chelsea, because there's nothing there.
Hey,
No,
professionals.
it's so funny, man. When people think that independent authors or independent creators of any genre or medium that dude they're like not working or they don't have dude it is constant because you're doing
Bro.
everything yourself. Every single thing on the face of the earth that has to do with you're doing it yourself. It's
Dude.
yeah, it's not.
It's a lot of work.
It
It is a full-time job. And I can definitely say, like, and kind of jumping off the last week's conversation, but like I can definitely say, having pushed a lot harder this year with even just the marketing front, really putting myself out there as a business representing myself, and whether that's with events or special opportunities, planning ahead for the release of the Dragon of Dread Deep, it's like, dude. And then on top of trying to do everything else, coordinating with your cover designer, your editor, then the editor drama, and it was like the formatting, because now I'm formatting my own stuff moving forward. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot. And then on top of that, of course, the expenses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, come on now. Those nothing, if you're doing it right, nothing is cheap. Like it's
nothing.
Man, it's brutal.
It is brutal. It's a lot of work, but I think we're gluttons for it.
Yes.
And we keep coming back.
Right.
And that's why we do it. We're like, yeah, we have a full-time job. We've got families. We've got life responsibilities, but we still show up and put freaking hours and hours and hours every single week into this business, because essentially that's what it is. Whether it's creating music, it's writing the book, or, whatever it might be, whatever hobby, passion, creative outlet you're doing, you're putting hours into it, and it is a business.
Yeah, it is
for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
it's
and I think that's why I'm like really tired this week. Like there was so much happening the last few weeks, and then working on Adam's manuscript as well, because I really wanted to give that my all.
Yeah.
So that he had it and had a lot of time to work on the edits himself. Before his date that he wanted to publish. And it's like on top of doing that and then juggling everything else. And then it was just like something clicked this week. And I'm like, I'm just a slug, dude, this week. I'm like, and this morning I'm like, no.
Yeah. Dude,
I've hit a wall.
like lately, because I work a part-time job, and it has been a drag going in there lately, just because of how much creative energy is going elsewhere. And once your creative energy is tapped, you have to tap into those other reserves just to keep things going. And it has been pretty tough keeping that part-time job. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. Because I was already thinking about that too. I'm like, you're doing the band stuff, the book, your full-time job, family, and then you have this part-time gig too. And it's like, holy crap,
Yeah.
Like, where's time for Micah?
There is no time. Although I still get time at night to watch New Girl, because that's the show I'm on right now, and I'm loving it. I'm from that. Let's see, I did Friends, and then I did The Office, and then I did Parks and Rec, and now I'm on New Girl. So I always go back and rewatch. They're fun. They're nostalgic. They make me happy. So I've got like a season and a half left of New Girl, and I don't know. I don't know what's after that.
I don't know either, dude.
Like I kind of hit all my basics. I could go back to Scrubs. I did Scrubs about a year ago. I love Scrubs. You've never seen that, have you?
I've never seen Scrubs, but there was actually, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Two different conversations just entered my head at once.
Okay.
I'm going to just prioritize myself here. Have you ever seen the Netflix series remake of Lost in Space?
I have not. Is that with Steve Carell?
No, Steve Carell's not in that. I was like sitting there, I was like, do I know a different Steve Carell? I'm like, no, that's not. So this one, I I think there's 4 seasons,
Okay.
3 or 4. And it's just like it is such a journey. You have to watch it. It
Really?
is amazing.
Now,
The
is it funny
Netflix
or is it like, uh
there's some humor, but it's sci-fi. So it's like
okay,
it's like it's a family. I don't want to give too much away, but essentially they have to rehome. They go to a new planet to rehome
okay.
because the current planet is dying. But in doing so, it becomes an entire series focused around family and what it means to have a family.
Well, you know what? You
Um,
you didn't have to tell me any of that. All you had to say was
okay.
that Parker Posey was in it.
Oh, the chick?
I don't know who she plays, but Parker Posey's in it.
Okay, hold on, dude. Now I have to freaking look up and make sure I know who the
Yeah,
Parker Posey. Oh my gosh, she's a fun. I think she comes into like the middle of season 1.
yeah.
So
Because and you've heard me and Brian talk about her. Like she's my wife. Like I love her. I absolutely love her.
she plays a very interesting and complex character
Yeah.
in Lost in Space.
Well, that'll be my next
Very
question. Yeah.
complex.
All you had to say
Yeah,
is, have you ever seen Lost in
my
Space? Oh no,
apologies.
I haven't. Oh well, Parker Posey's in it. Done. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's on.
I'm really excited for you to watch it. So like as you know, it's hard to end a series, and sometimes this endings aren't as great.
Yeah.
And it can be really difficult, but I can honestly say Lost in Space has one of the best endings I think I've ever seen to a
Really?
series.
Okay.
I bawled my eyes out. It was so good. I was like, this was just amazing.
Wow.
In fact, I'm trying to like convince the family to rewatch it
Yeah.
because I'm like, this is so good. I
Wow.
was like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I love the series.
Did you?
Because
Oh,
what?
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say there was another one. It just came out. It reminded me when you said Scrubs. I think it's called Doctor, and I think it's on TV.
Hmm.
But it has the other main actress from Lost in Space in it.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of got like a medical vibe to it, suspense. I haven't seen it, but it actually looks really good, so
Hmm.
that's why I brought it up.
You know, medical dramas were killed for me with ER. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Like ER was just the pinnacle. It was just the ultimate, and I can't watch a medical drama after ER.
okay.
Yeah, I just can't do it unless
That's so
Parker Posey's
sad.
in it. If Parker Posey's in it, then I'll watch it. Did you ever see the? I think Prime did it, but Fallout, the first season of Fallout.
I did not.
Oh, dude, your whole family, you guys must watch that.
Was it mega cool?
Oh, mega cool, so good, so good.
Really?
And one of my favorite actors, TV or film. He's always been a smaller actor, but Walton Goggins. I don't know if you know him.
I
Dude,
think I know who you're talking about because I recognized the face when I saw the preview. Because
yeah,
I've seen the preview of Fallout.
watch it. It is like
Okay.
you guys will love it. It is
Okay.
that good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's all.
Okay.
So, anyways, you mentioned Adam's edits. How did first of all, did you love the story,
I love the story.
dude?
I
So
love the story.
good.
Like, and I don't want to say too much because obviously he's just now beginning to advertise it and market it. But there's a big theme around spiders. And I can honestly say I have not looked at spiders the same after several of the scenes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I usually am not like kind of squirmy like that, but I watched a couple of gosh, I don't even know what I was watching, but there was a mega spider scene that happened.
Mhm.
Actually, I think it was no, I can't remember. Might have been a horror movie. But there was a big spider scene that happened and I was just like, "Oh, that makes me think of Adam's story."
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
like awesome. I was
Dude,
like, "Yes."
and not only that, but just the era it's in and the nostalgia that it brings back. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys, when this book comes out, it is a must. It is so good.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I love the main character. I think I told Adam this gave me Freddy Krueger meets Cyrus Stone vibes. And it's
Yes.
just like and Cyrus Stone is his character from his first book.
Yeah.
Which is the Hunter of Evil book, and that's an incredible
It's so
series.
good.
That's Deadpool
Yeah.
status,
Yeah.
it is just awesome.
Dude, Adam has
Um, yeah,
such a voice. Like
yes,
immediately when it's Adam that is
yeah.
writing it, and his stories, they are just. There's a lot of crap out there right now. Adams is definitely cream of the crop. It's so good.
I love his voice. I mean, I even told him that after I was done with this one. I told him, I said, "You have such a unique voice and storytelling capability." I'm like, leverage that. It's like you do so well bringing this, you sucking these readers in and putting them right into these characters' shoes. And it's a skill set, I think, to
Yeah.
be able to do that. Not just tell a story and have you connect with a character, but be so deep in the character's head because the narrative voice is so strong that you're like, you literally start thinking like them.
Yeah.
And that's a skill set.
Yeah.
And he did that so well in this book.
He-
I
he's
loved it.
he's such a
Yeah.
great storyteller.
Yeah, I told him, we had a fun conversation about it a few times because I was working on it. I'd see something and I'd be like, dude, WTF. And then, he would go back and at the very end, he was like, so which character did you really like out of the friends? And I told him and he was like, that's what I wanted. And I was like, yeah, but the ending, bro.
Yeah.
I can't say anything.
Right.
But
Don't spoil it, but it is very.
I loved it. I loved it. The setting is fun. The like you said, nostalgic. The era it's put in. It's like, yeah,
Dude,
the main guy.
And this is a testament to the story too. Is that while you're reading it, you can almost have like a soundtrack in your head. Like this book needs a soundtrack kind of thing.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. So
so good.
So you got the edits done. Can we talk about querying a little bit? Have you learned anything worth talking about? Take that on for a little bit because I think querying is something that we're all interested in, and if y'all have ever looked into querying, there's not a lot of information out there, not good information. If you just type in, you can't really figure anything out. So yeah, take that away for a little bit. Let's I want to hear about that.
That has been such a journey. So several years ago, I wanted to query The Blood of the Lion because at the time I thought maybe it's worth it. But I quickly started learning my lesson that 2 years ago, it was still very frowned upon to query an already self-published work.
Mm-hmm.
And I can actively look back and reflect and say, while The Blood of the Lion is my pride and joy, it is not my strongest work. Mm-hmm. It's not something I don't put my first foot forward and be like my best foot forward and go, here's The Blood of the Lion, And I think that's just the evolution as a storyteller. I think any author would look back at their very first debut and be like, oh, this could have changed. This could have done different, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so that's kind of the perspective I always look at The Blood of the Lion, despite the endearing love I have for the book and the characters and where everything started. So that being said, 2 years ago, I did start looking into the query process, and I quickly learned that there was like zero information about querying, and it was very conflicting information. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So that was a very short-lived stint once I realized that the majority of agents were very dismissive about already having a self-published work queried. It was taboo in the market still. You're like, don't do that. I was like, oh, okay, lesson learned. So maybe I'll do this for another project. And that was kind of when I started thinking about this one query project, The Savage Sword. I was like, well, what if I had a story that I could really represent and say, this is a completed first book, with serious potential, and it's not published, So I quietly worked on that in the background for the last 2.5, 3 years. And in that process, the market's changed. So agents, and I've just kind of kept an eye, and we've had a lot of cool conversations even about the trend for 2025, about the marketability with indie authors and the influence that they're having on the trad industry now, and that agents are actively seeking them out, and saying, senior editors too, if they see you and they follow you and they start tracking and they're like, I see a lot of potential with this person, they'll outright reach out to you and say, hey, I'm interested. I've been following you. What's your thoughts on sending me some of your work? I just know somebody who had that happen with an audiobook, which is an absolute dream come true for that person. Awesome. I was like, what? Like you were self-publishing this book and you were basically recruited by a branch of Simon and Schuster, and that is focusing on audiobooks and stuff like that, and saying, I've been tracking you. I'm really impressed with your stuff. This is a new branch that we're opening up, and we want to start giving people more voices. And we see a lot of potential with you. Awesome. And I was like, WTF, that's like the coolest thing on the planet. And that is so new that if you were to Google that and say, hey, is it normal if a senior editor reaches out to you? It literally will tell you it's probably a scam.
Yeah.
That is how new that is to the market right now. Which was because I actually ended up talking to this author and saying, okay, what did they say to you? What's going on? How do you know it's legit? Like, because in this market and day and age, you're everything you have to be wary about.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the query market is shifting faster than the Google resources can keep up with.
Right.
And already you're having discrepancies with how query letters are written. And so it's like everything kind of feels like a big mud pile, and you're like sifting through trying to find information
Yeah.
because everything is shifting so fast. And then you already have that competing information.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I finally am at the point where I'm like, I can create a query letter for this Savage Sword, and I can really start putting my best foot forward because the market has changed. And they are very, very open to self-published authors now because self-published authors are making quite a name for themselves.
Yeah.
And you can say that in your query letter and not get dismissed immediately because of that one phrase.
Okay.
You used to not be able to say that.
Right.
It was very frowned upon. Don't even say you're self-published. But now it's like, I am self-published. I have had these works, very successful. I actively do this in the community, and they're like, oh, cool, interesting. Let's talk more. So I started looking around, and just at the basic level, how to structure a query letter.
Yeah.
And I quickly found out there was competing information about how to even structure a query letter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? And it ended up turning into like a multi-day event to try and find any sort of strong foundational evidence saying to lean toward this way or that way.
Yeah.
And that began to be very frustrating because I thought to myself, okay, every author that says they've been picked up or thinks they know best, right? They post those blogs and they say, follow this, follow that.
Right.
Well, guess what? Those blogs are now competing with each other, and they have conflicting information, and they're posted in the same year. And they write the same genre. So who's right and who's wrong? And that was starting to get really frustrating. So I was looking around. I'm like, you know what? Hold up. I have AI. Let me go over to Gemini and have it pull all resources from the web, because it is a mega Google search engine. Pull all resources and tell me what is the appropriate structure for a query letter based on your research.
Yeah.
And it pulled information, and it gave me a pretty basic approach. And I was like, cool, I really like that. That's kind of similar to the one I had 2.5 years ago when I thought I would query the blood of the lion. Maybe it was 3 years ago. And so I started working on that. And then I used that structure to start formulating my query letter. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good about this. And then the Bryans went in, and the Bryans started helping out and fine tuning and saying, hey, you're repeating this word. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with query letters. Thank you. Like,
Yeah. Right.
I was like, the query letters are so outside my scope. So I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't use intricacies like 4 times.
Right.
But thanks.
Right.
Don't know why I didn't see that. But so I wrote that. The Bryans helped. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm feeling pretty good. Now, I went to another AI platform because the question now became, is Gemini effing with me? Is Gemini lying to me? Let's use another AI platform and pull a bunch of resources together and say, what is the right way to write a query letter? And this was GenSpark AI.
Okay.
So I kid you not, GenSpark gave me entirely different information, conflicting information. And it started saying you should structure your query letter like this versus that. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It was saying you shouldn't have a personal sign off. And then Gemini saying you should have a personal sign off. A personal sign off saying like, I am a dual masters with, and an active participant in the community, things like that, right? So you're pitching yourself.
Right.
So Jen Spark started telling me that, you shouldn't have a personal sign off because it's too wordy. And Gemini saying, no, you should. And then it was saying you should have a pitch, not a synopsis, Jen Spark. And then Gemini saying, no, you should have a synopsis that has the thematic overview of what to expect and why it's so different and why it's unique and why you should look at it. And then Jen Spark was like, you shouldn't have themes. This is vague. You shouldn't have themes.
What?
I was like, what is happening here?
Right.
And then when you have these discussions with AI, it'll ask you questions. So it was like, what's your word count? And I'm like, okay, my word count is 100 and now 6,000 words for this project. And Jen Spark came back and said, no, you can't have 106,000 words. You should cut 23,000 words from that.
What?
And I was like, wait.
We just talked earlier. You can look at the industry standard is 100 to 120.
So this is what I told you. I got in a full-blown argument with Jen Spark AI.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, because so the way my query letter was formatted or created, right? I had that information for several years now, few years now, kind of a basic idea of how the structure should work. And I've done a lot of research into the querying world. And I'm like, okay, I think this is the right way I should write a query letter. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I can't really confirm it though, because there's all this conflicting information out there, which is why I turned to Gemini and said, okay, can you confirm to me that this is the right way? Like, how do you structure a query letter that's really going to stand out and like have a punch to it, and then Jen Sparks basically started telling me everything that I thought was right was wrong, and this is how an argument started. Okay, so it was like, you shouldn't have a personal ending, and I was like, where are you getting your evidence from about not having a personal sign off?
Right.
And I'm like, and it was like, I'm sorry, I messed up. So I might have over assumed, and that's literally what it said. Like, Jen Spark was like super apologetic. And then it was like, okay, so where did you get your 80,000 word limit from? I was like, what is that? I'm like, I've never heard of that. Industry standards for epic fantasies is 100 to 120,000 words. I said originally maxed at 110, but they just pushed it to 120.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, so I messed up there too. And I was like, who is that? So yeah. And then it said something like the actual heart of the query letter, where it was like saying you should have a pitch, not the synopsis. And I was like, F off. I'm like, everything I've read, they want a synopsis because they want to know what they're getting into,
right.
And kind of like this overarching like themes and like, why is this so unique? What about this one genre do you do differently than what you would see in the normal book, right? Like, mine is the chosen one trope. Like, what about that is different? And it's Jen Spark is over here telling me that's like wrong. And I'm like, no, tell me why.
Right.
And we had like this back and forth thing. And then it finally spit out and goes, it basically goes, so I made a quick assumption without further analyzing the data and resources.
That's too.
So yeah, it turned into this whole thing like Monday afternoon that I basically just argued with Jen Spark, and like I got really heated. I'm like, dude, WTF? I'm like, you're conflicting everything.
You're like slamming the keys, like
yeah, I'm like, go. I was like, you want a war? I'll give you a war,
right,
bro.
Right.
Like, and so yeah, I ended up being told that I was right, and that my basic, what I had originally believed was right about the query letter. So if anybody ever needs help with query letter structure, I got you. Okay. I feel like this information needs to be put out there because you can't find this. You can't actively find this information out there. And I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Well, and I know you're super busy, so I wouldn't say, hey, can you do this? But if you ever get a free moment or feel like you want to, kind of like I did with the PDFs and stuff, if you want to put something together, we should put it on the Discord.
We should. Yeah. I completely agree with you because, I mean, I told you I've spent hours researching query letters, hours, tens of hours in, just between when I did it 3 years ago and then when I was drafting the query letter for This Savage Sword.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? I'm like, why is there so much conflicting information out there? And why is it so difficult to get an answer and guidance on this? Now, mind you, what I will say is you can draft the query letter. That your dog just scared the crap out of me.
Did it pick up?
Yeah, that just and you didn't even flinch. And it was like, I was like, my heart just like jumped out of my
That's
chest.
hilarious. It
I
wasn't
was,
it wasn't very loud. The trash truck's driving by, and Sam's letting him know that, hey man, I'm gonna kill you.
get out of my way, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
He's
gonna get
like, get
you.
out of my way, motherfucker.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah, right, right.
I love,
So
love
my
that.
apologies. Yeah.
So there's all this conflicting information. It's really frustrating. And I think doing a PDF would be really, really a powerful thing and a powerful tool to have, because I'm actually really stunned. Usually, if you start researching and getting into it, you can find a consistency where you go, this is consistent evidence, even if it's slightly tweaked,
Right.
where I can feel really good going about this direction. Not with query letters. I have no idea why query letters are such like a taboo topic on the internet, where it's like you get conflicting information, you're being told one thing, you have, AI arguing with each other about how a query letter should be structured. I'm like, what? I'm like, you all are fed the same database.
Right.
Like, what is going on?
You get all the same information. How can this be so? But that's because, like we said before we started talking about it, if you go in and start trying to dig in and try to figure something out, you're not going to find anything
No,
of value. You're just going to find a bunch of junk.
it is a bunch of junk. And that's what was so frustrating. And that's why it started taking me so long. And I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, I'd love to do that. Things are quieting down. I'd love to do that. So I'll
Yeah.
keep that on the back of my head.
Yeah, you should.
But
Just at some point. At some point. Yeah.
yeah, I will say though that I have a list of 10 agents that I'm ready to query. And what was a very humbling and reminding experience was that every agent prefers a slightly different query letter. And so after all that, I was like, oh my God, I have to go in and tweak my query letter and like to accommodate these like entirely different requirements
Right.
to submit.
Wow.
And that was a really sad moment for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's only one guy that I stumbled on. He was like, just submit your query letter. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
out of the 10, you are my hero.
Yeah. Right. Right. That's crazy.
So I
So
do have
you
to.
are close. You're close.
Oh my gosh.
How close? How close?
So I can query if I wanted to. If I could set aside a day, I could query like 4 of these agents.
Awesome.
So because most of them were just asking for the first 10,000 words or 50 pages, or 3 chapters. So that was a common theme that I saw running amongst the 10 agents that I had selected, was that was the requirement. So those pages are already edited in the book. I could sit down tomorrow, spend the whole day, tweak my query letter to accommodate what they're looking for, and then submit those, and then take anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks to hear something back.
Right.
But I said I was going to start querying this week, and I have not sent a query letter yet, because one thing I've started realizing, and I think this might just be more out of nerves and like knowing you have to put your best foot forward. But I started working on all my query edits, and I've been very happy with the edits thus far, but I felt like certain things were missed by the editor. Things that I'm looking at as I'm going through line by line, and I'm like, why wasn't that caught? That seems kind of like and I say this endearingly to myself, an amateurish way to write it.
Sure, yeah.
Because the query project itself has been written over the course of like 2.5 years. And so I'm catching early writing that doesn't match my tone or style anymore.
Right.
And that, to me, I felt should have been flagged by an editor. And so, because it just kind of like, let's say, for example, there was a typo, or there was a very wordy way of saying something rather than just saying could, And so
Wait.
started.
Are we against wordy ways of saying very simple things? Hold on now, Chelsea. Hold on.
Oh, no.
What do you say? What's your freaking problem?
You have a description problem, Mike. I'm just kidding. But like, because it's funny, like I will read certain parts in my query project in the Savage Sword where I know they were part of the development edits, or during that development edit review of this year, because I'll look and go, dang, that's strong. Like that's a scene, right? Like there's 1,000 words just to describe grief,
Yeah.
And then I get to this other part and I'm like, did I write that when I was drunk? Like what? And so I've not sent a query letter because I'm starting to realize I think I want to take an extra week or two
Yeah.
and just really work, especially the first 50 pages, 10,000 words,
Right. The ones.
considering that's going to,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
yeah. So my goal is to finalize the edits that the editor left, hopefully in the next few days. And then I can work on just cleaning it up. Like I've been making a list all week of like phrases that I've caught that I really don't like to see in my writing because I'm like, that feels very, to me in my writing style, amateurish. Just representing like an era 3 years ago where I was like, I don't write like that at all anymore.
Sure.
And then just kind of, I'm taking points where I'm highlighting entire like paragraphs in yellow and just saying return to this because I hate the way this is worded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would never put this in front of an agent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of reflecting this week and I'm like, I don't want to rush this piece. I'm like, you're in the final stage. Just take the time to put your best foot forward. And I think it's easy for when you're in the stage for anybody that's wanting to query, like you just want to send that first letter. But my fear is what if I send the first letter and I get a response in 3 weeks for a manuscript request? And I'm like,
Sure.
or because some of these agents will be like, just send your query letter. And if they're interested in what you have to say, they'll ask for the first, 10,000 words. And then if they like that, then they ask for the rest of the manuscript.
Yeah.
Or you send the letter and that 10,000 words. And so I'm realizing I'm like, I don't want to rush this part. Like as excited as like amped I am to send that query letter. The query letter's done. It's official. I'm like, I have it. I'm very excited about it. Like after arguing with AI and then reflecting and then going back, I changed certain things where I was just like, I kind of feel like it's a blending of both worlds. And I'm like, I really, really like where the query letter looks like now. And that's hours, mind you, for freaking 375 words.
Yeah.
I've spent maybe 10 hours on this query letter.
Yeah.
Maybe more, actually. What am I saying? Way more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited about that.
What's funny is, and I don't know if anybody listening or watching is thinking this, but you're so excited and you're talking about, people being so excited to send this out and you want to get it out. But of course you want to make sure it's right. But I just find it funny that we're so excited
to get rejected.
Right. It's like we all know you can get maybe it was even Stephen King, 400 rejections. There's some author that got 400 rejections before they got a response, a positive response, and so we know it's coming. We know it's coming. So, but yeah, I'm excited. Bring it on. Bring the pain.
Bring the pain. Yeah. I'm actually. It's like it's been years in the making for me. So like mentally, I've already prepared myself where it's like, I know the query journey is very long. It's very frustrating at times, but it's very rewarding to say you have the experience.
Absolutely.
And that's where it's like mentally, I already know like these first 10 agents, I might just be rejected by all 10 of them.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm over here like getting like stressed and nervous and like trembling over my mouse when I'm looking at the requirements. Like, oh, what if I don't do it right? Yeah. I'm like, WTF, it probably doesn't even matter.
Just freaking do it. But like you said, it could be like, oh snap, I do get a response, and I do get a full manuscript request. So we will see. But that's the whole joy of this journey.
The journey.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to follow. It's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping mentally, I'm at a point now where I'm thinking to myself, I will probably I'll probably send my first letter maybe the end of next week because I just want more time with the manuscript before I send the first query. And I'm good chance I'm probably going to work on the query manuscript for the next few weeks, even month, just continuously. And then just be like, okay, cool. On the slight chance I do get a request, but I will be spending probably next week heavily focusing on the first 10,000 words and 50 pages, whatever that accumulates to.
Right.
Just because I want to make sure that's the best of the best that I can get.
Yeah.
and then, finalize the rest of it on the hopes I get the
Right.
manuscript
Exactly.
request.
And of course,
But that being,
if you never do, then of course you'll self publish it. And you'll be
yeah,
and then you'll query the next one. But you'll already have all this foundation and all this
yeah,
knowledge and experience to go along with it.
it has been a learning curve for sure. It's been years in the making, learning things here and there, spending lots of time on researching query letters, agents, the market trends for trad industries versus indie industry, and like just being like, okay, you owe it to yourself to try
Yeah.
and just see what happens. And like you said, like if I don't get picked up in the next year, I'm giving myself a year. Like I will 100% self-publish it next December.
Yeah.
Because it will be entirely edited, it'll be ready to go. It'll just need a cover and to be formatted.
Yeah.
And
It'll probably be your strongest work, because of
oh,
you know
storyline's awesome.
yeah,
So
I can't wait. I can't wait.
it is one of my favorite storylines to date. And I love them all.
Yeah.
I love them all. But there is something so crazy special about the storyline. Like, it is such a personal passion project. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I can't even look at it, some of the scenes, without like tearing up years after imagining them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So it's a fun project.
That's awesome.
But I'm being kind to myself. I had a goal to finish everything this weekend. And I'm like, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. I'm tired. I'm like, it's not happening. It's not going to be done this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Just add an extra week, do what you can. It'll be done. You'll be querying for sure by the end of July. So yeah.
Cool. I love it. That's good. Should we cut there? We've probably I don't know if we helped anyone today. But I sure enjoyed it.
I freaking loved it.
I had a freaking blast. Sometimes it's just fun to get together and catch up. And that's sometimes we have things that are pressing, or things that are going around in the ethernets and things like that, and that's fun. But sometimes it's just fun to sit here and BS and talk. So
Oh, it's so nice.
yeah,
It's so nice.
it's so good. Let me take it out. Everyone, anyone who's still listening, anybody who's still watching, like, subscribe, bell, comment, follow. I don't know. Do those things. Help us out with the algorithm. We appreciate it. I have been Micah.
I've been Chelsea.
Together we have been Iker and Ink. Bye.
Bye.